spirit. Apologies to anyone who may have been waiting for me to get here for this live. I was like, you know what? Let me make sure I get this out the way before I get started. Um, I was doing some sector roaming, self reflection, and situation handling over this weekend so far. So shout out to those of you who have a long weekend because you got some time off from the gig for Labor Day. Enjoy your long weekend. I hope that the large amounts of beef going up in the space aren't too much. People got some free time on their hands and they do what they do. Child, why am I looking for the doggone hair tie? And it's right here. So, figure I'm gonna do this live and I want to just talk about youthful volatility. I may make it outside for the stroll, I may not. So that's why it took me a bit to get over here and get started because I made myself a little snack, a day date for one. I got some breakfast sausage, muffin, fruit. I'm a stoner, so I made sure to have me some sweet treats in order to reduce my desire for cigarettes. I have some sour candies here. I do have some um, grapefruit or citrus in there in case I really need to like pep up my energy. But it's Sunday, so it's not something I'm really concerned about. But yeah, it's just looking around things in the black tube space in all the different sectors, and I saw some things, and then it made me think about some things and made me remember some things, and so I was like, well, what up, JP? Might as well just sometimes it's cool getting onto a panel and like sharing or chatting it up while I smoke off camera. Shout out to I Sing a Little Podcast. I actually like not being on camera over there because I can smoke and make faces and nobody will be like, JP, what you making faces at? Because they say some crazy stuff over there from time to time. So there's that. Um, and so it's kind of like, I see people are getting ready to go live, and I'm not really sure that it's the vibe that I want to be in. So why don't I just go ahead and get myself together? I handled most of my self care. I'm gonna work on doing my hair today, but if I go ahead and get myself together, then smoke, have a little chat, and then I can go on with the rest of my day. It's been a busy day today. I already went way for a walk this morning out to one of the big capitalist places in the clouds, and then I'm smoking some Larry Bird that I have left over from this morning. I took pictures this morning. I wish that I could show you guys. I have this video in shorts. I may just put it up, even though it doesn't have the right stuff on it. I have this shorts video of last night's sunset. It was absolutely beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. And then I also have this video that I'm going to show you guys the next time that I go live, which will probably be tonight, not tomorrow morning, um, about well, I want to show it to you. It reminds me of Attack on Titan this last season, the end. It reminds me of that. So if you haven't seen Attack on Titan, or you're not familiar, or you haven't seen the end, you need to let me know before like 8 p.m. Eastern today, or I'll put up a warning so that you won't be too surprised when I decide to show it or whatever. Kudos to everybody who knows how to do that thing where you can drop your clips and use OBS and all that jazz. I'm gonna get there one day. One day. It ain't gonna be today though. Guarantee that, but it'll get there. Um, So this is titled, and I had to write it down, y'all, because I have been busy so much today that I'm already experiencing a bit of brain tiredness. Um, oh yeah, discussing real fears. So, pardon me. The other day, um, if you were here for the live, you caught it. If not, I don't even remember which one it was, but I'll try to remember to put it up. I think it was the good news, bad news one. Anyway, the other day I spoke a lot about my marriage and that first, when we first got married, when we first met, not recognizing the signs of stalking. There was no terminology that I knew of in the 90s. And I got married in 95. So there was no real terminology for it. And there were certain things that I understood because we married young, right? And so I had this goal. Well, I had this understanding that because we were young, we were going to go through some things. That's why the second half of the video is titled, the second part of the title is the volatility of youth. Because I had this notion, and I heard someone say this somewhere on the platform that I was watching. I apologize. Where they said, you know what? All right, we're going to get married now. I would give you 10 years to get all this shit out your system. So I had that understanding of it, right? We're 20 and 21, we're getting married because of circumstance, not as much love, and I'm okay with that. It was a duty at that point. We've created a person, and my mother is about to die. We need to do better. You know what I mean? So my belief that we were doing better was he's not going to be born a bastard. We're going to get married. I'm going to have to accept some things because we're young and we're really not in love. We're trying to make the best of the situation that we're in. And so I accepted abuse and cheating, um, financial fuckery, flagrant fouls in that first couple of years. You know, one thing you got to understand is there's something called a widow's walk. It's about a year long, and this is when a partner loses the other. Um, and it says widows because women lose men more often, I suppose. Um, but anyway, but it's true for anyone who is experiencing a great loss, right? Especially a death, right? So my mother passed away 1 month after my eldest son was born. If we got married in October and we're talking April, let's just say 6 months after the beginning of my marriage. So I spent a year just walking through time, doing my duty by my husband and the child that I had created. And it's fair to say that I wasn't fully there. Hey, Jenny, how's your spirit? Thank you for joining. It's Sunday. I figure I'd drop off this little couple of nuggets anyway. Especially those of you young ladies who are out there. I can talk to you fellas too. The fellas don't want me to talk to y'all. At the end of the day, though, you can understand someone, and that's what you need to be aiming for. More than simply being respected, you want to be understood. If you're talking about creating a long-term anything together, especially raising children, you've got to be on the same page. There can't be a tolerance. Not in the beginning. You're going to go through things that make you have to tolerate someone in a moment. So if you're tolerating them upon first meeting, and you're tolerating them 6 months in, and you're tolerating them 60 days after that, 6 years, you've gone too long. You feel me? So I understood that we were young and not in love, and that would come with a certain level of vitriol, or I expected. I anticipated anger from time to time. So I say youthful volatility. I anticipated having to, figure out someone's moods. I didn't anticipate the first hit. Right? I said I had been doing some reflection, right? And one of the things that I learned during my mother's battle with stomach cancer is that we retain fluid and we feel the pain, swell pain most in the places that we've been injured. I suffer from these terrible migraines under the worst weather conditions. The bone pains through my whole body, but my head, it hurts so much. My jaw. I remember being hit. I couldn't anticipate that. I was standing in the doorway, and he was standing maybe 6 feet away. And we were fussing about him not spending time with the baby, not doing anything with him. Baby's down the hall in his room. I'm standing in the doorway. We're fussing. Not loud, maybe. I'll be fair. We lived in military housing, so it wasn't like it was too loud because no one wants the EMPs called. And then out of nowhere, it was like he just teleported. And his hand, not his hand, his fist landed in my face. Wow. If you've ever been about to faint and you see that flash of light, it was like that. It was like, whoa, what the fuck? It threw me, knocked me back into the other side of the door jam. And I looked back and I saw my baby there. And I immediately stood up and corrected myself. Like, I'm not going to let him witness all the rest of this. Got him back to what he was supposed to do. And I asked, though, I was like, is this how you love? If you love me, how is this how you show me you love me, how you treat me? But even that, I chalked up to youthful volatility. We'll get it right, though. I thought it was one of those things where, just given enough time, that's the theory. And you all, on both sides of narcissism, and all of the narcissism in between, that is the common go-to. That given enough time, things will get better. Without consistent, concerted effort, that will not happen. So you may hear words and things that sound like understanding and coming to change. You must be more discerning so that you can fully understand and recognize whether or not a change is being made, or it's just another of their consistent inconsistencies. Like they say, the squeaky wheel gets fixed or whatever, right? So you make enough fuss about something and they're going to attempt to do that thing just because they're sick of hearing it or to placate you. But does it last? Or once they don't have to hear about it from you anymore and you seem not to care too much to fuss or remind, do they stop? Because then it's not something that they're doing because they recognize the error or that they should pour into you in some fashion. It's just what they're doing in order to get out of the conundrum that they're in the moment. You got to be able to recognize that more and more, or understand that. I never thought that I'd get to the point where I'd be able to tell someone that my husband had punched me, especially not on a YouTube live stream. I certainly didn't think that I'd get to the point where I'd have to tell my sons. That was the thing. I worked diligently not to. If their other parent was emotionally neglectful, I probably overpoured love. I said I'm a recovering undercover smother lover, and that's true. Um, I recognize some of the things for what they are now, and so there are some ways that I just don't move in order to not have that be me. Boundaries and standards that I set for myself, I don't hold other people to those same standards. Yet, where my boundaries are concerned, you may not push. There is no line stepping. When you cross a boundary, you are warned. There is only one warning. And then it's time for us to do something different. I'm not turning no more cheeks for anybody. So, as I said, I never really wanted to have to tell my sons, but my sons made me aware that it affected them regardless, right? And that sucks. I deal with it. I spoke to my youngest son yesterday. He called to fuss at me of all things because he said that I don't call him enough. Isn't that sweet? He also called to ask me for some assistance with a recipe that he'd made, that he was trying to make, and he made a beautiful dish. I am going to either use it for a thumbnail or I'm going to post it somewhere else. Somewhere else. Apologies. Facebook or Instagram. Um, but I had been, as I told you, surfing the sector or sectors earlier yesterday. And I saw, well, I didn't see, I watched the majority of Peace Love's interaction with that young lady. I'm going to be nice and say young lady, little trash mouth child. And Lady Snoop's interaction with her as well. Lady Snoop, honey, your game is fired. Do you hear me? When I say you learn that young lady up, you learn that young lady up. She's still running around trying to figure out how to not be in your crosshairs ever again, and at the same time be able to be a bad 20-something. Girl, bye. Sit your little young tail down. On a side note, Miss Courtney Michelle, I thought you said you was leaving, child. You wanted to pot. Never mind. I'm a hush. Mind my own business. It ain't my issue. But so the young lady was not even a part of the sector. Her mother had called her in, right, in order to have this argument, conversation, whatever you want to call it, to defend her honor. Okay. And I was like, this an already weren't left right here. What you don't do as a parent is call your child to fight your battles when you are one who set up the battle. Right? You caused the fight. You want to go get your child and tell them to defend you, and you don't want to tell your child the whole story. You just want to throw them into the lion's den. Okay. Well, so we're going to do the Agent Orange just because I feel like it. Yeah, I did Larry Bird earlier today, and I don't want to go to sleep just yet. So, it still smells wonderful. So, Peace Love is in the chat. The young lady is on the panel, and she tells her, "Come on." She's on the panel on her mother's phone, right? And she's going in. And she says, monkey bitch, come on up here. You see, the invitation was sent. That's the thing. If you invite me to the party, I'm going to come to the party. And I'm coming dressed in the appropriate attire because that's good etiquette. So when you invite me to hit that link and you pop and smoke, I'm going to pull up ready to either put the fire out or make sure this bitch set is fully set ablaze. And when you call someone a monkey bitch, you can guarantee that when they get up there, they're going to set your world on fire. As a matter of fact, let me just do this real quick, because it's been a minute. Let's get some music going just because I need it's for me. If you're in the chat, in the cloud, please make sure to hit the like. Make sure that you do all of that YouTube-y stuff. Drop a theme song if you want to. But here we go. Yeah, I just want to make sure I have the right one, y'all. Ta-da. Right? Give me a second, I need to get my story straight. My friends are in the bathroom getting higher than the Empire. Happy Sunday. She's waiting for me just across the bar. My seat's been taken by some sunglasses, asking about a scar, and I know I gave it to you months ago. So, as I was saying, were you to call me out my name in the way that this young lady disrespected Peace Love? And to be honest, she did it on YouTube with hundreds of people watching, so she disrespected every American Black woman watching, basically. And many of us in the chat who were there felt some type of way about it, and we was ready to set the world on fire. We are young. Hey. So let's set the world on fire. Shout out to the elderlies. That ain't me. I am Generation X. I'll give you that. I appreciate it. Because you millennials are looking kind of messy right now. New Zoomers, baby. Lord, have mercy. So let's set the world on fire. To the sun. No, I know. So, Peace Love did her thing. Lady Snoop did her thing. Both ladies were able to set that little girl's spirit on fire. She fully understands the lines that she crossed. She will cross them again. Yet, she's got some keen understanding of what will happen when she does. And that's the most important thing. You see, you cannot make someone learn from a lesson. You can simply give them a lesson or a learning. Shout out to Eric. Hey, patriarchy, how you doing, boo boo? Yeah. So I say all of that to bring us to what I posted over on the Facebook, which was the first time that I was told to hit the link. And after this incident, I would only hit the link when someone asked me and it wasn't volatile. And then after that incident, there would be a second time when I was asked to hit the link. And someone really truly tried me because they were too much of a punk to go after another punk. Ain't that some shit? So you use a woman as your lamb your sacrificial lamb. Because that's the type of man you are. That says a lot about you and nothing about me, right? Except perhaps maybe how much strength you believe that I have, that you believe you could use me in such a fashion. And I wouldn't, and there wouldn't be an issue at all. So I appreciate you for that, for recognizing my strength as a woman. That's fantastic of you, actually. Give me a second, y'all. This is something that never really surprises me. So I really should look and see whether or not this channel is still active before I speak up the name. But then again, nah. Yeah, I will. Hold on. Well, yeah. Let me see. I might not say the name because just to be nice. If it's no longer active, then I won't. So anyway, I was in a conversation, in a chat one day, right? And yeah, they're still going. Kudos to them. Not surprised at the slow growth, but hey, kudos to them. So anyway, okay, sorry about that. Okay, so I was I was in another content creators chat, and they were speaking on something that was of value to me information wise, right? And something that I could give value to. And prior to this particular moment, they had always seemed to appreciate the value that I brought to their chat, to their panel, whatever it was, to their platform. Hey, Partly Cloudy, how's your spirit, handsome? I got my bowl right here. What you smoking on this Sunday? So I was in the CC's chat and, doing what I do. Y'all see me, y'all know me. I'm not someone who's actually out here trying to light you up or anything. I got questions, whatever. I'm helping to move your chat along. Oh, shout out to Simon. Did you make good use of those moderator tips that I gave you, or is that why everyone seems to have such good moderator skills today? Hey, Partly, sour diesel. Go ahead. I love the sours. something about it, to me, they have a pickly quality to them. I guess it's my Southern girl roots. Partly cloudy, but who knows? Anyway, oh, also, Simon, I saw you in some new non-Black spaces. Kudos to you for bringing folks in. We'll see how the allyship goes. So anyway, I'm in her chat, and she says something about the village, and I'm like, oh, I have an entire, hey, TBE Trucking, how are you? Thank you for joining. I have an entire Facebook group that I've now closed, but I'm thinking about reopening, that's titled The Village. And in there, I post content the same way that I do in the JP, the Aspiring Matriarch Facebook page. But I created the village for content creators to have a place to put their stuff, communicate with one another, and network, right? Shout out to Knowledge and Relationships. They make good use of that Facebook group. So from there, I'm in her chat, and so she's talking about the village, and I'm like, oh, well, that's something to talk about. And then it seems like she and I have some miscommunication from panel to chat, and she tells me to hit the link. Okay, I'm gonna hit the link. I hit the link, and I come up to find out what's going on. And immediately, you know how they do that. Like all of her millennial venom just like jumped on me. I'm like, whoa, your ego is serious today. Get the fuck out of here, bruh. Now, mind you, they'd made it to like, I don't know, 250, 300 subscribers. This was around this time last year, because I said that I was going to shoot for 250 subscribers or whatever the number was going into my birthday. Now, you see, and she told me that too. She was like, well, you just didn't dream. You didn't think big enough. You didn't dream big enough. Them 1,100 subscribers you got ain't got you very big, huh, bruh? A year later, you've managed to cop 500 more subscribers. What are you doing? Not my issue. Not my problem. Moving on. So I get up there, and I'm looking at this demon child, and I'm like, you know what? Never mind. I'm going to hop my happy ass down from here. And I said, okay, no problem. Cool. I'm out. Hop down from that panel. Never fucking return. Some of you folks, especially you ladies, when you say you're going to leave, fucking leave and don't go back. That's your problem. You keep going back, giving everybody the wrong impression. Are you in? Are you out? Are you in? Are you out? Is it double scotch? What are we doing? What's happening? You can't monkey branch and jump rope at the same time. Pick one. You scared to go your own way, that's fine. But don't be out here making people think that you're on two different teams or whatever it is. You're going to have to figure out your lane. Figure out what you want to be, who you is. If you're going to be with that person, be with that person. If you're not, stay the hell away. And that's an actual statement for everybody. Yet once again, I've been asked to speak to the ladies. So ladies, there it is. You don't want him, leave him the hell alone. He done done enough to you that you feel the need to walk away. Walk away. Why would you step in dog shit twice? Hello? What are we doing? What are we doing? So I didn't go back to that young ladies panel. Cool beans, no problem. Good luck to you. Run your race. Not going back to that young ladies panel cost me a certain number of people who rock with me as subscribers, as content creators. Ask me, do I give a good goddamn? No. Why? Because they're all corralling over there like a bunch of schoolgirls right now, trying to figure out how to get their numbers up to 2,000. Well, you should already have the metric down. If you've been out here for a year running your own race, you understand how to move your algorithm. You understand your analytics. And you can get to where you got to be. And if you're running somebody else's race, then you don't know what the hell you're doing. You flying by the seat of your pants. And you looking as simple as you are. Period. So that's youthful volatility, though, right? Millennials, younger than me, I count them as youth. narcissistic volatility was what I would experience the next time that I would hit the link because I was asked to. In this situation, well, this is where I encountered Darrell Long, and we continue to rock today. That platform holder was afraid to go off on one of his men because he didn't have the cojones, I guess. And several times I had said, listen, all of this stuff, this buffoonery, this nonsense that you're doing, what the Fight Club Anton Daniel shit looks like right now. Hey, Darshan, how's your spirit? Glad to see you. Thank you for dropping in. What that looks like right now, that copycat of The Purge, which was actually something that was well handled, right? That's the problem. That Fight Club looks just like the anti-Lapeef, which was what the platform that Darrell was on before was, right? But then you do the exact same stuff. You're beeping at one another. You're talking. You're tearing down each other as Black men. And then you don't understand how this is going to work. There are 4 men up there. There are 4 men up there, which means that there are going to be 4 factions. Let's just say you got 1,000 subscribers. Let's split it up. There's 250 people per horseman, right? One of them gets mistreated, 250 people gonna go off. Some more gonna go off. Me, I'm the outsider because I'm a woman who was invited into the space by one of the horsemen. So by default, I'm connected to him. He stayed over there the absolute longest, which in return, downfall to me in some ways. Fine, so be it. He didn't do anything directly to me. And hey, let's just be honest. When you have someone who can be inside of that organization, you can find out some information. Go ahead, do you. I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to tell you you can't stay over there. That's like telling somebody who they can and can't play with, who they can be friends with. Let me tell you something. You can pick your friends and you can pick your nose, but you cannot pick your friends' hoes. You hear me? And them, they're going to be the trouble. So you may want to make sure that you're aware of this. Now, let me hit this damn ball, y'all. Okay. Several times I'm over there. I'm in that chat providing value, which is what I try to do wherever I go. And then I go, we had this interaction where this person tried to use me to take a shot at Ernest. And I was like, yeah, nah, pimp, handle your own fucking problems. Your shit's going to fall. And look at it. Oh, I made it to 1,000 subscribers in 6 weeks. Where you at now, pimping? How you climbing? Can't do that dastardly shit and think it doesn't come with some type of consequence, doesn't it? Okay. So, cool. Go ahead. Whatever you're going to do. So I get up there because I say several times in leading up to that I'm not going to come around here. I'm not going to come up on this panel if this is the way that you're going to move, right? I don't have to. I could just stay in the chat. You see, because I am both a content creator and a subscriber. You can't tell me what I can watch. You can't tell me I'm not welcome on your panel. You can tell me I'm not welcome in your chat. Okay. Cool beans. But it's the internet, baby. I can watch whatever I want. So I stopped being on the panel. I took a break entirely. And then I was sent something that said, hey, come over and this is a great conversation to be involved in. I get back over there. The content creator, platform holder, or channel holder is still upset. JB, hit the link. I need to talk to you. Okay, Your Grace, I'm on my way. Mind you, I had already had the first interaction. Let's go. Try to tell me how I was rude or disrespectful because I came back into the chat. Well, I didn't know I wasn't welcome. Because you keep saying everybody's welcome. You lie and say, oh, I shout out everybody, go support everybody. That didn't work. You brought filth over there to your platform, and now it's just a diaspora dog show. But go ahead, go on. So after you attack me, you tell me to come over here and do what it is that I do. And I did. It was earnest. I put together an entire playlist since then of all the times that I have commented on this shit. I got to say what I need to say and I walk away. Recently, content creators that I enjoy have begun to interact with that same space. And so it's leading me back over. Like my algorithm is pushed into my timeline, being pushed into that space. So I'm coming across some things that I hadn't seen in a while, or I'm interacting with some content where before I wouldn't even watch. Now I'll watch. And when I feel like it, I go ahead and comment. And to be honest, the Black community does not need everyone. We don't need people who think that they can speak down to their community while they are still trying to fix themselves and the chaos that they've caused. We need millennials to understand that if you are still in the midst of raising your family, you are not in a space to tell anyone else how to raise theirs. Zoomers. Nah. I'm not quite sure where the hell y'all get off thinking you can tell anybody who's lived twice as long as you how to be Black, how to do any fucking thing. Now, mind you, I say that understanding that today's youth have experienced a lot more than those who came before. Yet, they have a level of understanding because of what they experienced that they don't deign to talk down to anyone, because they are the casualties of condescension. And your bad decisions, millennials, Gen Zers, boomers. Can you understand that part? Everybody out here taking shots and shooting each other up. Ain't none of y'all got no glory to stand on in this thing. You 28 years old. What have you accomplished to be able to tell someone who's in their 30s and 40s with degrees and had more than just responsibilities, but achievements, accolades, all kinds of things, you still getting participation awards. Thank yous for showing up to work on time. We do need, it does take all kinds to run a community. And we do need each other. We need understanding from one another. We don't get that, we don't get anywhere. I told my son about the incident between Peace Love and Lil Rhonda yesterday. He's in his 20s, you know. And so I wanted his perspective. And I was like, hey, son, just curious. Mom's been, out here doing this YouTube thing that you told me to do, being as wholesome as I can be, but you know me. And I saw this interaction, sweetie, and I explained it to him. I described how these were two random black women meeting on a panel for the first time, and how the younger one called the elder one a monkey bitch. And I asked him, well, son, what would happen in your, peer group for that to go down? He's like, oh, that's we go into blows right there and right there. It's like, okay, thank you, thank you. Because the young lady and her mother and some old lady named Lee G or whoever the LS tried to make it seem like, oh, well, if she called you a monkey, then she called herself a monkey too. So why are you worried about it? It's what? In what world? No, 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 no. She called me a monkey. I mean, that's how she sees me. Who gives a fuck about how she sees herself? Let me help you understand who the hell I'm is. And if you talk to me like that again, I'm gonna drag you, your mama, and everyone. Peace Love did that. Drug everything. She earned it though. That young lady earned that, y'all. I swear to God. Hitty Wise, shout out to you. I would have had my very first little thing together, but I could not get the screen recording right because I was trying it for the first time on my tablet. But y'all just wait. There's some new things coming. I'm going to be trying out some different things, just having fun as I continue to heal. Yo, y'all, your girl is getting swole. You know what I'm saying? Check it out. Check that shit out, bruh. Bow. By the way, ladies, I do have tattoos. I have 3. I've got one here, I've got one on my shoulder, and then there's one on my right ankle. You know why they're there? Decency. For God's sakes. Put some clothes on and cover some of that shit up. Real talk. I'm at home, and this is uncomfortable to me. I'm learning to be more comfortable because it's fucking hot in the desert, and so sometimes you just gotta have some extra air. But y'all doing the most. Goddamn, woo child. That's a topic for another show. I guess for a whole show. But understand, each place that my tattoos are right now can be covered by my suit. The one on my ankle, no, it won't be covered by a dress. Yet more often than not, as a culinarian, as a daycare owner, the things that I was doing before, it wasn't often that my ankles were out in that way. Now it's a tattoo. Okay. It's art on my body. We can talk about it. Real talk, on your face, on your neck, in the middle of your chest. You realize that when we're visual and when looking at one another in that loving way, when a man is looking down at you with that, God, I want to eat you face. Some of you may have ever seen it before, and I'm sorry for that, truly. Those of you who have, though, you want him to look at your whole body that way. And when there's just this big, out of place, it's a shocker. Y'all, it's a shocker. Somebody's name, some other dude's name on your neck and shit. I don't want to kiss that. Some other broad stuff. Dudes, dudes, you too. Got all your ladies' names and tattoos, and come on, fellas. I'm a culinarian by trade, and we take them all. Okay? The real talk, I still got to put you at the back of the house. You got 20 tattoos on your face. What are we doing? What are we covering up? Why? Anyway, that's off topic, like I said, for another for another stream. Yet I recognize that a lot of what we're witnessing in this space is the volatility of a youthful ego. The first content creator that I spoke about, and the second, both hold degrees in psychology, which is one of the reasons why this was so surprising. Psychologists needing psychologists is strange. not recognizing when you are in your id, ego, or super ego, as someone who holds a specialized degree in the study of the ego, the long and the short of it, right? What's going on? Why is this the way that you would behave? Why can't you control yourself better than to attack an ally? Someone who looks like you, someone who's been supporting you, sharing you, shouting you out, uplifting you. With all of your education, highfalutenness, why couldn't you maintain, regulate yourself, and check your ego instead of others? What's going on? Who are you to check anyone else? Based on what? Who are you to use someone else? Holding the degree in the field of study of psychology to manipulate someone. And that's your background. What are you doing to the people you treat? There's this video out right now, or talk of the young lady, again, using the term loosely, of the young lady psychiatrist, psychologist, whatever she is, who was talking down to black men. You bands need to go to counseling. You emotional, that. Yeah, you earned that L, just like that little lady who was talking to Peace Love, just like that gentleman whose platform is barely moving, just like that young lady who has to talk about current events and nothing else, who has to continue to chase the wave because they can't create their own, right? I wish you all the best. I truly don't care, to be honest. When I'm done, I'm done. That's healthy. To be able to say that I put in the effort, I put in the work. I was mistreated. I made an attempt at reconciliation or mediation, excuse me. There was no ability to reconcile. And so, exit stage left. That's the beauty of being your own person, being able to go your own way. One of the things, though, in the beginning we talked, I spoke about real fears, and I'm going to close with the honesty of the real fear that I have today. But I got to take a pause for the cause, y'all. I apologize. I'm going to give y'all a little something to listen to while I do. If you got a theme song or a comment or something, leave it in the chat. Forgive me. Like I said, I am not going to take y'all with me because that's disrespectful. Let's see. It's Sunday. Peace, love. I think that this was the song that you asked me for. If not, though, actually, I'm gonna play this one. Y'all, I need this. I need to go to the. I was watching someone's live stream and he had to run potty so bad. He was like, "Hey, M Mills, thank you for joining." I was watching a content creator was on someone else's live, and I think I posted it in the Facebook group. And guys, the Facebook group is listed in the description, so feel free to click the link there. Thank you, whomever joined recently. I'm working on updating that there. You'll find some of you as you come in over here that some wrenches have been taken away. The same thing will be happening to moderators, and there will be a lot of people who will be ejected from the Facebook group. Pretty much, if you haven't interacted with the Facebook group in the last 3 months, definitely out. And I may narrow that scope. Um, just times are changing. Uh, and I'm becoming more comfortable with being open and sharing, and I want to be able to do. I want to be able to share that with my community without worrying about everything getting out into the ether because YouTube's sadness. Okay. I'm gonna. What are you doing right now? Here we go. Actually, I'll just let this one play. I'll be right back. This is everything. Thank you guys. This is everything. All right, you guys, let me grab some coffee real quick, but I'll take you with me for that. I love this album, you guys. It's the Sunday Service Choir album, you know, the ones who were with Kanye West. The album comes separately from his album. And so it's really something that you can listen to and appreciate when you need to get your soul right a little bit. You know what I'm saying, or your spirit, for that matter. All right. If you got a theme song, go ahead and put it in the chat. I appreciate everybody who's been hanging out. Like I said, I'm going to share that last little piece, right, which is the real fear that I have. This year is 2022. I don't know why in my brain I wanted to be 2024. Don't know what that is about, but okay. Um, so this year I will have been married 26 years. Within it's like 1998. My children's grandfather, their father's father, um, committed a murder suicide. He was estranged from his wife, and for whatever reason went to their old house. I don't know why she let him in. There goes my headset. Not sure why she let him in, or if she did, to be honest. It's been a long time, and it was a traumatic experience, to say the least, right? So that stuck with me all this time. Um, through the years, my ex would say things like, "I'm going to DX you for a younger model." And actually, he kind of does have a never mind. And she's what I used to be. I'm like that. And so, anyway, he never dispelled me of the notion that he was like his father or had the potential to be. We've been separated for a while. I asked for a divorce for the first time, me filing the necessary information to at least me going through the steps of getting an attorney to get the necessary information. That was in 2015 or 16. In 2020, I actually filed for divorce. Almost 2 years later, he's still running from the process server. He knows that I filed. Our sons have spoken to him. I've spoken to him. The last time was in 2021. And then after my near-death experience in February, my attorney reached out to him. He gave my attorney a bogus attorney's information and continues to evade the process server. So my biggest real fear, concern, is that I will end up like my stepmother-in-law. Here at remember, if you don't see me for 2 days, check on me, okay? My email is in the description. You guys know where the Facebook group is. Forgive the tears. It's just knowing the real. While I say this next bit, it's not for these people. It is the reason why when people come for me in this space about my financial situation, my teeth, I don't give a good goddamn. Nothing can top that reality. Then add to that I am a Black woman who speaks truth to power. Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean that you shouldn't be. So I don't really dwell on it, right? That would be the worst. To go round and round and round, worrying about when he's going to show up. What's it going to be like? That part, I can't do that. So I do my best not to live in fear Yet I am acutely aware of the danger that I live in. Being on camera helps with that, especially since I'm someone who lives with a chronic pain condition that limits my mobility. In some ways, never mind. Despite all of that, I still show up in the world. I still show up to these platforms. I still show up for my people. Because what one man has done again to me for 26 years, I don't hold against all men. What a few people witnessed and did nothing to stop, I hold them accountable for, and no one else. I appreciate everything that my parents poured into me because it gave me the ability to deal with this shit and so much more because I know who I am, and I'm thankful for that every day. I don't know, you guys. Don't worry about me. Check on me. Look out for me, maybe. You hear my name somewhere, make sure that there's not talking down on me. You don't have to bring it to me. If it's something that's going to harm me, do me detriment, let me know. It's just shit talking. Leave it at the door. I have perspectives. I have commentary. I'm going to share it. I am the mother of grown men making their way in the world, and I have already done amazing things. And there's so much more to come. You'll want to listen when I speak. So, you know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, notification bell. One more thing, you guys. Make sure you turn on your YouTube notifications. That is a secondary, okay? And it helps to move the metric along. In the meantime, if you miss me, check out the playlist. There's a few. Check out the premieres, the shorts. A lot of things are changing. Look for me in other spaces too, not just on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. I'm coming. Oh, pause. Anyway, you guys, I am going to get out of here and get prepared to go and join Darrell Long's live. I think that you should too. He's irritating, he's entertaining, and he's educated. What more could you ask for? Know what I mean? Jenny, don't be laughing at me. Anyway, keep your spirit up. I'll see you in the streets. Deuces.